it's a really tanky team for top esports, and one that, frankly, Onhit Varus could somewhat interact with. So I'm curious if the Braum actually indexes Viper to go Onhit this game. Dragon's been started, but Shun's going to be here. They know it's been pulled out.
Half HP. Shun looking to approach. Throws out the Comet Spear.
It's
that was fully charged,
BLG.
but doesn't find a target.
Yeah.
They will smite it down, and BLG thinks better of participating in this skirmish. So they're going to have to back away. Nice move there by Nayo in the early game, taking advantage of the lead as bot lane's built up. And there's an all-in from Cream in the mid lane, going to expend that perfect execution nice and early. Doesn't have enough damage to kill off Knight, but does create a favorable trade for himself while he's still got members in the bottom river.
He's just doing that on timers. He's going to have it up for Grubs. Nayo, though, does ding 6. Going to get Shun.
Yeah, but already Shockwave coming through onto Cream. Cream going to be taken very low. A flash in from Shun, but doesn't end up connecting the Comet Spear yet again. A flash in from Nayo, but he's going to fall on down. Cream very low on HP as well. Fengyue can't even finish off the crash down in time. Cream doing his best, trying to pump out damage with the kunai, but he's going to fall down. And Viper able to clean up the rest on Yachi. 4 for 1 BLG. Be rocking it a little bit more once he is able to get on towards that rod of ages, but he's most of the way there.
Where's our cream of the crop gauge at? Right, is it still out of 3? Yeah, it's still out of 3. Okay, it's not looking great at the moment. As cream of the crop's not going well for him in the mid lane. It's not going well for top esports in the bottom lane either. As some of the LDL power here, Gordo, not paying off. That's an easy kill for BLG. As yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like, earlier on, even that dragon that top esports was able to get, I feel like BLG were kind of posturing just because it would have denied CS away. Okay. Well, yeah. That's a freebie. Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, the Call of the Forge God can't clear out the wave in time.
Knight is also a very good Orianna player, and the lead that he has gotten and what he's been able to do with it, I mean, if you're a mid laner watching at home, I would really watch about how they tried to bleed out XP, even the Pantheon timer to take away that flash. And that ult trade that Cream had was just not it.
Yeah, they're just going to take this fight onto Fengyue, and he's going to fall down right off the bat. Public Execution connects on the backside, but the rest of the damage of BLG, it's just too much to handle. No chance of executing a carry for Cream, as he'll be curdled. 3 kills over to BLG as they claim themselves the map.
We were like, the first series that we had for LPL Gordo, it was a group Nirvana match. We were like, you know what? This is Ultra Prime. We don't feel like this is going to be that close. Yeah, this is... And no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, Knight's at over 10 CS per minute, of course, and is not showing any signs of slowing down. As you said there, he is just bullying the Assassin in the one-on-one and to make a major mistake and let top esports back into this game. And so far, not looking like that's going to present itself, although Bin trying to get a little aggressive, has to flash away from the public execution. But that's both like ultimates on cooldown, and here comes the cavalry. Shun ulties in off the Grand Starfall, and they will be able to take down top lane turret.
I mean, Knight TP'd up here, and they can continue the push as Knight, who has bought the Magi, so we might all do some learning here, Gordo. As first one to learn, Jachi no flash.
Yeah, he's definitely don't get hit by the shockwave, and it looks like that's a lesson he's already taken to heart. But now without access to that summoner, going to just be all the more vulnerable for follow-up fights. This next dragon, in the eyes of BLG, top esports, having already gotten themselves 2. You know, this would be something to play for. They're going to try to jump on a Bin. He doesn't have access to the Dominus, but he does have access to a very powerful Knight coming to help him out on the flank. But still, it's basically a 4 versus 2. Bin falling lower and lower. They will finally be able to get Nayo on top of him. But now here's an assassination attempt on towards the assassin herself. Cream falls below half HP, but will be able to hide out in the fog and get themselves out to safety. It's a numbers advantage for top esports, but the health bars maybe less so.
Yeah, Freak gave him 6, therefore Freak baited him in.
I'm with that. Yeah, that checks out
and Marksman's buffed. I mean, Freak's a Marksman main, guys. Marksman got buffed this patch, like 80, 6 hide, bonus gold and all the mage creeps. Come on. It's a little too obvious there.
The point is that it's not new, not that it's not deserved or needs to be more powerful, I think.
Yeah.
But,
you know.
I mean, inner turret, by the way, still worth a boatload of gold, about to fall down to BLG. They get themselves another 1,000 in the bank or so.
And the mid inner turret does fall. 369 TPing to his own inner turret. as BLG has knocked down the center and is rotating to at least pressure the last one as Bin gets a plate for himself. As Shun gonna maybe be going on Cream here as he's the same level as the enemy mid.
Stepping on up, turret falling lower and lower, getting these bags of gold attached to each of the plates. Shun coming in on the side, finds a stun onto Cream. Cream down below half. Chains of Corruption goes wide. We're just chucking ultimates wherever on the BLG side this game. And yeah, starting off onto it, looks like they should be able to grab this one uncontested. Would be inadvisable for Top Esports to show up to this. And then, and only then, maybe we'll get to see an attempt at this early Baron. 10k gold lead. Doesn't get much better than this for BLG. Fengyue trying to take the engage onto the opposing support, but On going to be able to absorb that without too much pressure. Now Shun showing on up with the stun. Will get the first kill of the fight. Cream exhausted. Flash forward from Shun, holding down the Akali. Follow-up stun from Bin. Cream going to be able to sneak his way away in time. Knight flashes forward. Can't find a shockwave target, but 369 left out to dry. Shun was able to hunt down Cream. Finally, he'll drop down to Yachi's damage, but Nayo up next on the menu, trying to fall back to the tower, but Knight will hunt him down, and Knight will claim another kill. 4 fall for Top Esports, and soon so will their base.
I think it's more so on the two teammates that were playing with Kanavi for the past 2 years that needs to bring some of what Kanavi brought to that team and do so for Top Esports. It's just clear that that's missing from Top. The direction is missing. I know that this game got out of control early on, but... Oh, hold on.
Breaking out now. Shun still at pretty high HP thanks to the invulnerability. And here comes Bin on the flank. One falls down, and Cream trying to find an execution target, but nobody getting even remotely low enough for that to be a possibility. BLG clean up 3 once again. Do not lose a single body. And now it's time for the Baron, but it's after 25 minutes, Cubby. It very well may have forgotten about the respawn timer.
Well, Knight didn't forget about the enemy jungler, as Nayo is going to fall to that Orianna. And, I mean, kind of returning to what I was saying before, like...
They have been well and truly prevented from doing just that. Nayo can't find any angles to get into these fights, and now I just don't think they do enough damage, right? Even if they find the perfect engage, it's going to take somebody to half HP, and then they're going to be wiped before they can say much about it. Bin finds the stun onto Nayo. He tries to dangle out the public execution, but nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Knight will take him down for his 5th kill of the game as the inhibitors start to fall, and here comes Grand Starfall. Shun isolates Cream, forces him back into the fountain. Fengyue going to fall down tonight for an unofficial double kill in the extended trade. Yachi throws down the curtains, but will not be able to make anybody drop away. It's going to be a clean fight from BLG. A fountain dive from Bin, looking for the clean ace, and BLG will find it as they close out game number 1.
To a more veteran player that at least has a veteran voice or appears to be a more consistent player within the team, it can help some of the young people around him make sure that the games are easier for him. A lot of the times we talk about like short range melee front line is quite good. So I think having the bonus move speed is going to make Mordekaiser and Trundle's life a lot harder, which is not exactly what we want as HL either. So bad day for Top Esports and Top Esports alum alike, as that is a tower shot.
Bin trying to get away, gets interrupted by the pillar, and now he is in way too deep. Top Esports with a chance to pick up first blood, and they give it to 369. A sign of hope in the top lane, and maybe even some more as Knight under pressure in mid. Fengyue making his way up there, takes over to level 3, has the full kit available, and that's more than enough to beat on this squishy Ziggs. Interrupted as he gets thrown back by the satchel charge. Now Shun going to try to put that shoe on the other foot. Flash away by Fengyue, and he will stay alive.
Took I'd say a riskier play to get out, and Nayo able to punish with 369.
And now back to the scene of the crime, but look at that stack up. Pillar plus charge from Fengyue. Nayo and Fengyue showing some of that experience together from the LDL.
And Fengyue was spotted. Whoa, he actually canceled his recall, and he's going to wait. They might go after 369, who is down flash ult.
Yeah, does not respect the potential for Shun to still be here, and he will drop down. Bin equalizes the kill score in the top lane.
Just one more wave waited, and it will be at the cost of a dragon. But it does buy Bin some breathing room and does punish 369, who was down flash and ult. Curious if they actually get Cream out into a side lane for anything. As you can do some damage with Nash's on Azir, as, oh, that is a Death Realm cast for 369 that does cancel the Q channel, but Shun is here again once this expires.
And no flash once he gets out this time. He's going to have to try to take a long walk back, but nowhere to go. They donate the kill to Knight off the Mega Inferno Bomb. And just like that, Knight is starting to develop a bit of a lead again. Cream is ahead in gold for right now, but funneling that gold over to the Ziggs, definitely going to make life difficult. Nio going to pop the Subjugate on towards Bin. Seems to think he has an angle to chase this guy down. Flashes after him to chomp him again. And Nio will solo kill Bin in defense of the top lane tower.
Yeah, just presses R on Sion, says thank you for all those stats that you purchased. They're now mine. As he makes sure that the Sion falls, I'm going to prefer the Ziggs and the Sivir later on.
Oh, showing up off the Spellbook teleport. Jhachi nowhere to go. And Viper going to brawl with him. Jhachi flashes away, able to pick up Viper with the double up. Just waits too long. BLG can't make the play fast enough. And the early game damage at Jhachi's misfortune makes it a 1-for-1.
That's a nice skill shot to dodge, as that boomerang was dodged on the way back and did help him get the trade kill. So that's going to hopefully help him get an earlier BT. Well played by Jhachi to get out of that scenario the best he could.
Jackie Love's vacation just got extended by 1 extra week. Jhachi showing up in the bottom lane here. Is 369 getting attacked in the top once again, and this guy just cannot catch a break. Knight going to get himself another.
So this is why I didn't love the Mordekaiser pick. I kind of got stuck on talking about
Shun looking in from the outside without clear vision on it, now getting it spotted by that ward over the wall. Shun going to jump over, look to steal, throws down Supreme Display of Talent, snags the dragon, flashes away. Nio going to try to chase him down, can't get over the wall. Feng Yue and Cream, it's their job now. Shun going to be able to slip back over on the other side. Feng Yue slams him into the wall and will give that kill on over. Now Cream going to be able to shuffle back on, who will flash away over the wall himself. Nobody going to drop on the top Esports side, as Cream able to dance away from some further bouncing bombs.
Just because I don't think you can kill him in the Death Realm, but you might take away utility where you can win the rest of the fight, or like around a Ziggs not being there, because Cream and Jhachi might be able to play out something cleaner. That said, 369 might be forced to ult here to get out of the dive.
Oh, doesn't manage to channel Death Realm in time. He had Feng Yue en route, but just doesn't have the time, doesn't have the opportunity. And now Knight's about to execute another tower, although Rift Herald doing a lot of work in mid lane. Will pick up an outer for Jhachi, and will get plenty more gold into himself and Nio.
And it's great to see him do so again in Split 1 of 2016.
Nio subjugated Bin down here. It's come and gone already, and Bin is still looking plenty healthy. Although, looking at this attempt in the bottom side, Shun thought he had an angle onto Feng Yue and Jhachi, but it's going to be Jhachi who walks away with the kill. Mega Inferno Bomb does a boatload, though, and takes Feng Yue very, very low. But Jhachi strong enough with the Bloodthirster, keeps the fight going. Viper comes in from the bottom side. Viper now in a 1 versus 4 will finally be able to claim Jhachi's life. He also gets a bouncing bomb over to Feng Yue, or a bouncing boomerang, rather. Too many bouncing abilities in this game, with a second dragon to their name during that exchange, and working towards stacking up that potential Hextech Soul.
Look, I think it's top Esports right now. I would much rather fight 2 items than 3 items. 3 items, you're risking going up against an IE Sivir and a Death Cap Ziggs. I think fighting now on this 2-item spike, they're going to be a much happier team doing so than fighting 3. So that makes this next Dragon or a potential early Baron big for me. But meanwhile, 369, he's been set behind all game. That's going to continue here.
Yeah, he just throws out the Death Realm for a nice trade with the Scion, which, yeah, good for you, buddy, but you do fall down afterwards. Engage towards mid. Knight able to clean up a nice and easy kill onto the jungler off that knock-up from On. And more gold being funneled over towards Knight. Meanwhile, Jhachi getting collapsed on by the rest of the squad. Will trade back onto Viper once again. Makes it a 1-for-1.
And the TP to the outer for Sion. Make sure they can farm the 3rd wave and quell the threat of the 1 turret that top Esports were threatening in that one. So, oh, hold on. They might threaten Bin, though. TP coming in from Knight.
Yue and Cream combo to get that stun up against the Emperor's Divide, but Bin is so tanky. He's staying alive. Cream can't stay in range. On is in here to distract him, gets a nice double knockup, but he'll be focused down. He drops as well, and now in comes Shun trying to knock back in. Cream will isolate him and hand the kill to his mid laner, but Bin's got nowhere to go. He fails the flash, and it will be a 2-for-1 in favor of Top Esports.
Honestly, kind of a wild series. 369 probably going to fall after the Death Realm. What was that from Nio?
Oh,
goes straight to
nearly
Viper.
able to take down Shun, but instead Nio arrives to the fight to be able to clean that up. TP coming in. This was Feng off of the Summoner's Spellbook, but Nio's just taken so much damage from Knight. Knocked into the wall. Bullet time by Jiachi. Jiachi gets another. Viper steps up, finishes off Feng Yue. Trades back and forth all across the board. 13-13 on the scoreboard. Very, very shortly, this would get them onto Soul Point here. Nio already making life tough for them with the pillar. Knight already used the satchel charge as well. He can't really get away from this. It's a stun into the wall. It's onto Shun, but Mega Inferno Bomb lands on a 3. Cream in the middle of nowhere. Spell Shield comes out from Viper, and Cream completely wastes the engage. Nio now left out to dry, focused down by the rest of BLG, and they get 3 in an instant.
I do not like how Cream played that fight. I think it was a great reaction flash by Knight, but Cream going in that early. Yeah, I feel like that's going to move down Cream to the crop. We can't play Torpedo as here like that. Not in this season. As, okay, 369 is going to Death Realm Bin, but what happens afterwards?
He dies, Cubby. He dies. And let's see how that plays out. He flashes back away. Down he goes regardless. And BLG, you know, there's still 5 or 3 on the map. Will crash into the wall afterwards, still able to escape that potential collapse.
Oh my god, Knight's too good, man. Knight is too good. Oh, Cream
gets out of there.
Caught.
Yeah, Shun is here now too. Cream is going to fall down as well. Knight just hosed that play completely. And Feng Yue just going to try to escape from this with his life. Oh! On gets prevented from being able to get up against the wall there by a nicely placed pillar, but oh boy, Cream is dead.
I find so much joy in just watching Knight really, like, oh, wait, On?
Oh, On turning this right back around,
That's
finds a two-man knockup. Is a little bit far away from the rest of the team. Bullet time going to be opened up. Doesn't land mostly onto the cow, though, and Feng Yue is going to be the one who falls the lowest. Jiachi is slowed down. Bin finds the knockup, and Bin finds Jiachi.
Oh, ended up working on the back half. I felt like On was a little bit too far up at the start, but BOG made it work with Bin. After the nice flash re-engage, did catch Jiachi unaware.
Close out this game the way that he has thus far, and
I will
each
say,
and every
Gordo,
one of them well-deserved.
I think that our broadcast voted Knight MVP twice and was not won by him in split 2 or 3. As that's a dead poppy.
Yeah, already going to be Feng Yue taken off the board. That's going to limit their ability to actually find any kind of hard CC onto the likes of BLG, and they're about to clean themselves up a soul point of their own. Top Esports' ability to contest this
will be a reset advantage going over to BLG, but Bin's alone top. On's rotating, going to find the Trundle.
Yeah, but who's catching who here? Because Bin's just going to wander on down. Jiachi back at half HP. In the same instant, he comes right out of the base. Down it goes Feng Yue once again. 369 going to be the next focus. He flashes, but misses On, who's flashed back into the bush. Now he's getting deeper behind enemy lines inside the Death Realm. On going to punt him away, and out he comes. Down he goes. Knight going to be able to find that kill as Bin steps forward. No fear in his eyes as he knows he can tank whatever Top Esports can throw at him. Viper stepping forward with the boomerang blades. Finally wins a 1v1 with Jiachi. Knight going to be able to pick off Cream, and Top Esports crumble.
Cream, we're getting styled on by On's Alistar. That's not good. Oh, BLG styling on all of Top Esports. Attack this Mordekaiser, one that, again, I feel like is very warranted in this draft. Mordekaiser should struggle against Ziggs. BLG has done a very good job of that.
Bin up in the front line. He finds Cream straight up, knocks him out of the shifting sands, and down he goes. Knight claims another life for himself.
We got out-handsed by On, and then we ate a decimating smash. I feel like Cream wants to go back to the fridge. as he's being fridged early in this one, Gordo. And BLG looking to take care of business on this push.
Bin walks up slowly and down smashes and finds Cream. Nowhere for him to go. And it's going to be Knight just continuing to rain hell on the rest of the top esports lineup as they desperately try to stay alive.
Yeah, that Zigzag damage is pretty big at this point. You need something special for that probably doesn't exist in these games.
Yeah, shot over the wall. On a little bit sectioned away from the rest of the team, but he does have Knight chucking bombs away. Cream trying to come in on the flank, but spotted and marked by Viper. Bin now up here in the face of 3. Does take a fair bit of a chunk there. Jiachi, one who can actually deal damage to him, at least if exposed to him for a while. Mega Inferno Bomb finds Jiachi, though, and he's just got to stand still and hit minions to sustain through it. 369 gets blown up by Knight, and Shun finds the carries into the back line, isolates both Cream and Jiachi, and top Esports are hosed. A triple kill to Shun. BLG 5 for 0, clean ace to close out this series.
BLG are ascending. Top Esports, I would say that they're persevering. It's definitely not a state of nirvana, as things are on fire over there in the top Esports camp. The vets are not helping the youngins be incorporated, as frankly, I think that I can see almost more problems from 369 and Cream